source, and then we sacrifice, we give to that source, whatever the amount is, whether it's big or small, that I give to that source, that I sacrifice, or that I make that payment, I make that investment, that's going to end up determining the size of the basket that I take home. If you want a large harvest, you have to make a what? Large sacrifice, large investment. Now, if you're happy with a small one, Jesus will say, God will say, you know what? That's fine, that's all right. But what you put in, that's the return, that's the standard that will determine the return you get. And so if you just put a little bit in, that's okay. You're just going to get a thimble back. You're going to get what you gave. All right. And so Jesus says that, and by the way, this is his principle. This is not, I'm not making this up. He said, by the measure that you use, it will be measured back to you. Jesus said that, not me. And so I want us to understand that principle here today. That you and I determine to a large degree. I mean, you know, there may be circumstances, very rarely here and there. But you know what? I say that and then I sit back and I think, you know what? There were people that seemed like they never had a chance. That everything was stacked against them. And they overcame. I'm thinking of Dr. Ben Carson right now. You talk about a person that could have had an excuse to say, you know what, I'll never amount to much in life. But with his mother's encouragement, what has this man done, right? What did he become? Phenomenal. Phenomenal. So I don't know that we should even use circumstances that are beyond our control as excuses in this matter. Because I believe God will bless us in spite of and beyond circumstances. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to intervene. All right, I need to come back here. Okay, so let's go here to Matthew chapter 9. So, the first example that this principle applies is farming. If you sow nothing, you'll reap nothing. If you sow little, you will reap little. If you sow much, you will reap much. And so what we have to understand is that we shouldn't throw up our lives in frustration and feel like we're just a victim in life. It's because we never understood that we are probably receiving at this moment what we put in yesterday or a year ago or whatever the case was. And this is the thing that I want to remind us of. Young people sometimes, and this is huge in your life right now. I wish I was a young person again, because there are some things that I would definitely do different. And one of the things is this. Sometimes when we're young, we think that our bad choices are not going to catch up with us. I can do this and I'm going to I'm doing this and I'm getting away with it. I'm not getting sick or whatever. Or we're not studying hard in school and we're saying, no, I'm making it by, I'm passing. And then all of a sudden you want to go to a top university because you decide you want to become a doctor. And guess what? Now you can't get in because what? Yeah, you planted a harvest. And it didn't catch up to you in high school. But it caught up to you when you tried to go to that university. See, the harvest that we plant now, and so the way this works, you know, people who have made really bad choices in life, and they come to God and they give their hearts and they start making good choices. And their life is still a struggle and it's still messed up. And they're like, wait a minute, why am I having such a hard life? Because I gave my heart to Jesus and now I'm trying to do things his way and I'm making good choices. Why do I still have all these problems? And here's what I want to encourage them with, is this. Hang in there. Because the harvest of bad choices that you planted a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that harvest is what you're living in right now. Even though you gave your heart to Jesus, the consequences of those choices back there, they're still happening now. But here's the good news. You